Up on the housetop, reindeer.
I don't remember exactly when I stopped believing in Santa Claus, but I know it was when I was young. Because my family never really had a place for Santa Claus per se. I mean, I remember going downstairs to try and catch Santa Claus at night and see what he was doing, but I was never under the impression really that it had anything to do with presents because my family would all go together to buy the presents. So I knew where they came from and I knew who they were going to.
I found out that Santa wasn't real in kindergarten. I hung out with kids that were older than me and they told me. But I was afraid that my parents would buy me less presents if I told them that I knew that Santa wasn't real, so I pretended for a really long time that I still believed. And so in like 6th grade, Mom was like, come on, you can't still believe in Santa. So I told her that I found out in kindergarten and I had been lying the whole time. But I'm a sophomore in college now, and she still addresses presents to me from Santa. So that's my Santa story.
Go, 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 ho, who wouldn't go? Up on the housetop, click, 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 down through the chimney with old Saint Nick. Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Up on the housetop, click, 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 down through the chimney with old Saint Nick. Up on the housetop, reindeer paws, out jumps good old Santa Claus. Down through the
And I found out that Santa wasn't real when I was 8, which I think is a little older than average, but you know. I was looking for something in my grandparents' house to read, and the only thing I found was a Chicken Soup for the Soul book. So I started reading that, and I probably got like 6 or 7 stories in before there was a story written about a mother, or from a mother's point of view, who had just found out that, or her son had just found out that Santa wasn't real. And part of me just immediately panicked. I remember instantly being upset, and just kind of like, no, like what do you mean, book? Why are you doing this to me? Felt a little betrayed by reading, I guess. But yeah, so the story was about him finding out that Santa wasn't real, and because of that, I found out. And it was kind of late at this point, I guess late enough for an 8-year-old, and also late enough for grandparents that they were asleep. So I actually was really upset and I had no one to talk to, and I just cried until I fell asleep. And I woke up the next day and I asked them about it, and of course they denied it and wanted to keep up the illusion, but it was just kind of ruined after that, I guess.
When I was in 5th or 6th grade, we were leaving music class, and I was walking with my friend Emily, and she said something about how Santa wasn't real. And at first I was like, no, she's wrong. Santa's real. Screw her. And I was thinking on the way back up to the classroom, like if what she said was true, then that meant that this was true, and this was true, and this was true, and this was true. Then it, like, the idea of Santa just kind of like fell apart in my head. I was really upset for the rest of the day.
fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.